Something shifted in their world today, and you felt it even though you couldn't explain it to anyone around you. That heaviness in your chest that came out of nowhere, that sudden wave of emotion while you were doing something completely ordinary. That wasn't random. It wasn't your imagination playing tricks on you. Your soulmate finally felt the magnitude of what they lost when they walked away from you, and the angels made sure you would feel that exact moment of their awakening, because your souls are still connected by threads that distance and time cannot sever. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. There are no coincidences in the spiritual realm, only divine appointments orchestrated by forces that see the bigger picture of your life. The universe has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, arranging synchronicities and placing signs along your path to prepare you for what's unfolding right now in the invisible realm. Your guardian angel specifically guided you here at this precise moment because there's a message that cannot wait any longer, a revelation about your soulmate's journey that you need to understand before the next chapter of your story begins to unfold. If you're ready to receive the full truth about what's happening in the spiritual realm right now, type the words, "I receive this truth," in the comments below. The angels are watching for your declaration of readiness because your willingness to receive opens the channels through which blessings flow. And make sure you subscribe to this channel because the messages coming through for you are part of a sequence, a divine download that will be revealed piece by piece. And if you break the chain, you might miss the exact guidance you need for the next phase of your journey. The person who has been on your mind, the one who occupies your thoughts in the quiet moments and appears in your dreams with messages you can barely remember when you wake, has been walking through their own spiritual wilderness. They made a choice that their human mind convinced them was right, a decision based on fear or timing or circumstances that seemed logical in the moment. They listened to the voices around them instead of the whisper of their soul. They chose what felt safe over what felt true. And for a while, they were able to distract themselves from the emptiness that decision created. They filled their days with noise and their nights with whatever could make them forget that they walked away from the one person the universe specifically designed for them. But the spiritual realm doesn't operate on human timelines, and souls have their own wisdom that eventually breaks through even the thickest walls we build around our hearts. Your soulmate has been experiencing something that people who haven't walked this path wouldn't understand. They've been seeing you everywhere, not just in physical reminders, but in dreams that feel more real than waking life, in songs that seem played exactly the moment they're thinking of you, in strangers who have your mannerisms or wear your favorite color. The universe has been holding up mirrors, constantly showing them what they tried to convince themselves they could live without. What happened today was different from all those previous moments of recognition. Today, something cracked open in their consciousness that had been sealed shut by denial and rationalization. They felt the full weight of your absence, not as a dull ache they had grown accustomed to, but as a profound loss that took their breath away. It might have been triggered by something that seemed small from the outside, a specific memory that surfaced, a moment of vulnerability when their defenses were down, or simply the accumulated pressure of all those signs they've been trying to ignore finally breaking through the dam they built around their heart. The angels want you to know that this awakening in your soulmate is not a fleeting moment of nostalgia or loneliness. This is a spiritual reckoning, a moment when their soul stood up and refused to be silenced any longer by the fearful mind. They are finally feeling what you felt all along, that sense of incompleteness, that knowing that something essential is missing from their life no matter how much they try to fill the space with other things or other people. And here's what makes this moment so significant in your shared journey. When one's soulmate finally acknowledges the truth at a soul level, it creates a shift in the entire energetic dynamic between you. It's like a lock that's been jammed suddenly clicks into place, allowing movement that wasn't possible before. Your soulmate is being shown a replay of your connection, but this time without the filters of fear and ego that distorted their perception before. They're seeing the moments of pure connection you shared, the times when something beyond both of you was clearly present in the space between you, the instances when your souls recognized each other even if your human selves were too afraid or too hurt to acknowledge it fully. The spiritual realm is giving them clarity about what was real and what was a story their wounded heart created to justify walking away from something that felt too intense, too vulnerable, too exposing. This revelation they're experiencing isn't comfortable. Growth in the spiritual realm rarely is. They're being confronted with their own patterns of self-sabotage, the ways they run from love throughout their life. the fears they inherited from past relationships or even past lifetimes that convinced them they weren't worthy of the kind of connection you offered. The universe is compassionate, but it's also relentless when it comes to pushing souls toward their highest path. And right now, your soulmate is being pushed to face everything they've been avoiding about themselves and about what exists between you. You might be wondering what this means for you, and that's exactly why the angels brought you to this message at this exact time. You need to understand that while your soulmate is going through this awakening, you have a specific role to play, and it's not the role your human heart might want to take on. Your job right now is not to reach out, not to make it easier for them, not to offer reassurance or build a bridge back to you. Your sacred task in this moment is to hold your own energy in a place of centered knowing, to trust the divine timing of what's unfolding, and to continue doing the inner work that's been transforming you during this period of separation. Right now, pause this video and type "I trust divine timing" into the comments. This declaration is not just words. It's an energetic agreement with the universe that you're willing to surrender control and let the spiritual forces that see far more than you can orchestrate the reunion that's meant to happen. Your faith and your patience are being tested, but they're also being rewarded in ways you'll understand more clearly very soon. The plan that's being revealed right now is more intricate than you might have imagined. Your separation from your soulmate was never a mistake or a punishment, even though it felt that way during the darkest moments. It was a necessary chapter that allowed both of you to grow in ways that wouldn't have been possible if you had stayed together. You needed this time to remember who you are beyond any relationship, to heal wounds that were attracting the wrong kind of love, to raise your vibration and step into a version of yourself that's ready for the kind of partnership your soul truly desires. And your soulmate needed this time to hit the bottom of their own patterns, to face the consequences of choosing fear over love, to be stripped of the illusions that were keeping them stuck in half-lived life. The universe has been working on both of you simultaneously, like a master craftsman shaping two pieces that will eventually fit together perfectly but need individual attention first. Every tear you cried released old pain that wasn't even yours to carry. Every night you survived when you thought the loneliness might break you, you are actually becoming stronger and more whole. Every time you chose to focus on your own healing instead of obsessing over what they were doing or who they were with, you were claiming back your power and raising your frequency to match the love you're destined to experience. Your soulmate's journey has looked different, but it's been equally transformative in its own way. They had to learn through direct experience that running from soul-level connection doesn't bring peace or happiness. They had to try to build a life without you and feel the hollowness of it. They had to be in situations or even other relationships that showed them by contrast what they had with you and what they threw away. Some lessons can only be learned through living them, and the universe has been a patient teacher. Allow your soulmate to take every detour they needed to take until they arrived at this moment of clear seeing. What's happening now is that both timelines are beginning to converge. The separate paths you've been walking are starting to curve back toward each other because both of you have done enough of the necessary work. You're not the same people who were together before, and that's exactly the point. If you had reunited earlier, you would have fallen back into the same patterns, repeated the same cycles, created the same pain. But now something fundamental has shifted in both of you. You've both been refined by the fire of separation, and what remains is more authentic, more aligned with truth, more capable of sustaining real love. The angels are showing me that your soulmate is about to enter a period of intense spiritual downloads and insights about what they need to do to make things right. They're going to be guided to take action, but the timing of that action is still being divinely orchestrated. There are still a few pieces that need to fall into place, a few more lessons they need to integrate, a few more fears they need to release before they'll be ready to approach you from the healed space that's necessary for a healthy reunion. Your role during this crucial time is to stay in your own lane spiritually. That means continuing to focus on your own growth, your own healing, your own expansion. It means not lowering your standards or dimming your light to make it easier for them to come back. It means standing firm in the knowing of your worth and the value of what you offer while simultaneously holding space for the possibility that this person is doing the work to become who they need to be. It's a delicate balance between remaining open-hearted and maintaining healthy boundaries, between hoping for reunion and being completely okay if it unfolds differently than you imagine. The spiritual realm is asking you to elevate your vibration even higher right now. When your soulmate does reach out, and the angels are indicating that contact is coming closer, they need to encounter a version of you that's so aligned, so centered, so radiating with your own inner light that there's no question about whether you've moved on or whether you're still available. They need to see clearly that you've used this time to become more of who you truly are, not less. They need to feel the strength you've developed, the clarity you've claimed, the peace you've cultivated in the midst of uncertainty. This is where many people on the soulmate journey make a critical mistake. When they feel their person softening or sense that reunion is close, they drop back into old patterns of chasing or people-pleasing or try and control the outcome. The universe is warning you strongly against this temptation. If you revert to being the person who accepts less than you deserve or who tries to convince someone of your value, you'll actually push away the very reunion you're hoping for, because you'll be operating from a frequency of lack instead of wholeness. The message coming through right now is clear and it's powerful. Your soulmate is having their awakening, their moment of recognition, their realization of what they lost. But an awakening is just the beginning of a journey, not the end. What they do with this awareness, how they integrate it, whether they have the courage to act on it in alignment with their highest self, these are all choices they still have to make. And while the spiritual realm is guiding them and supporting them and sending them every sign they need, they still have free will, and they still have to choose love over fear, vulnerability over safety, truth over comfort. You cannot make those choices for them, and you cannot force the timing of their return. What you can do is hold steady in your own truth, continue to rise in your own vibration, and trust that if this reunion is meant to happen, it will unfold in divine timing with divine perfection. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and souls don't forget their agreements. If this person is truly your soulmate, if you're meant to walk the rest of this lifetime together, nothing can ultimately prevent that reunion. But it has to happen when both of you are ready, when both of you have done enough healing to sustain the intensity of that connection, when both of you can meet each other from a place of wholeness rather than wounding. There's a specific prayer that the angels are asking you to say starting today and continuing for the next 9 days. This prayer will help align your energy with the highest possible outcome for your situation, and will create a clear channel for divine guidance to reach you. Each morning when you wake up, before you check your phone or engage with the external world, place your hand on your heart and say these words. Divine Source, I surrender my attachment to how and when my soulmate returns to me. I trust that you see the bigger picture that I cannot see. I ask that you prepare both of us for reunion in your perfect timing. Help me to focus on my own healing and growth. Help them to find the courage to follow their soul's truth. May we both be guided to the highest expression of love. And so it is. This prayer is not about manifesting or controlling outcomes. It's about alignment and surrender, about placing your situation in the hands of forces that love you and want your highest good even more than you want for yourself. When you pray this way consistently, you create energetic space for miracles to occur. You stop blocking the flow with your anxiety and your need to know and your attempts to force things to happen on your timeline. You become a clear vessel through which divine love can work. The coming weeks are going to bring more signs and synchronicities related to your soulmate. You might hear from mutual friends, see their name in unexpected places, dream about them more frequently, or simply feel their energy more strongly. These are all confirmations that what you're sensing is real, that the shift happening in the spiritual realm is beginning to manifest in the physical world. Don't ignore these signs, but also don't give them more power than your own inner knowing. The ultimate guidance you need will always come from within, from that quiet voice of your soul that knows truth when it hears it. As your soulmate moves through their awakening, they're going to experience a range of emotions: regret for the time that was lost, fear about whether it's too late, shame about how they handled things, hope that maybe there's still a chance, confusion about what steps to take. The spiritual realm is holding them through this process, sending them support to their own angels and guides, but they have to walk through it. They have to feel what they need to feel, learn what they need to learn, and come to their own conclusions about what matters most to them. Your energy and your thoughts have more influence on this situation than you might realize. When you hold them in a space of judgment or resentment, you create energetic resistance that actually slows down the process of reunion. When you send them love and forgiveness, even if they haven't asked for it or don't know you're doing it, You clear pathways for healing and connection. This doesn't mean you condone whatever pain they cause you. It means you're choosing to release the energetic cords of negativity, because holding on to them only hurts you and keeps you both stuck. Tonight, before you go to sleep, try this simple practice. Close your eyes and imagine your soulmate surrounded by healing white light. See them being guided by angels toward their highest path. Send them the energy of release, letting go of any need for them to suffer or prove anything to you. Wish for their healing and their happiness, trusting that if you're meant to be together, their healing and happiness will ultimately lead them back to you. If you're not meant to be together in the way you once imagined, this practice will help you both move forward with grace. The revelation that's being shared with you today is that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to for the highest good of both souls involved. Your soulmate's awakening is a major milestone on this journey, but it's not the final destination. There's still ground to cover, still work to be done, still divine timing to honor. Your job is to stay focused on becoming the highest version of yourself, to keep your heart open but your standard high, to trust the process even when you can't see the full picture, and to know with absolute certainty that you are loved and guided and protected every step of the way. The universe is orchestrating a reunion that will be worth every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt you've endured. When you finally come back together, if that's what's meant to happen, it won't be a repeat of what was before. It will be a completely new creation, a relationship built on a foundation of two whole people who chose each other consciously, who know their worth, who are willing to show up authentically, who understand that real love requires courage and vulnerability and commitment. That kind of love is rare and precious, and it's exactly what your soul came here to experience. Keep walking your path with faith. Keep doing your inner work with dedication. Keep trusting the whispers of your soul, even when the external world seems to contradict them. And know that you are exactly where you need to be right now, learning exactly what you need to learn, becoming exactly who you need to become. Your soulmate's plan is being revealed step by step, and your role in that plan is to be so completely yourself, so aligned with your truth, so anchored in your worth that when the moment of reunion arrives, there will be no doubt, no fear, no hesitation, only recognition and gratitude, and the beginning of something more beautiful than you ever imagined possible.